the pieces in the show are looking at how the world is now, and one of them that looks at it in a very lovely way, it's actually my favourite piece, is a piece by Brandon Belangi. You can see it here behind me. So the idea of this piece is that we are now entering the next mass extinction phase. The species are disappearing more than 1,000-fold times the natural rate. The artist finds a portrait of the animal from the year that it went extinct. He cuts out the shape of the animal and he cremates it and puts it in these beautiful urns and has a ceremony to the animal that has gone extinct. The interesting part about this piece, from speaking to the artist, is that sometimes people are more horrified that an artwork has been destroyed than they are about the fact that an animal has gone extinct, and really challenges our views of what do we hold as important. Do we hold the artworks of the animals more important than the animals themselves?
This piece is 64 Things to Worry About. It kind of came about over years and years of data scraping on the internet. So each square represents a variety of things. We have Geiger counters around the world, we have solar radiation information, we have live earthquake data coming in from the USGS. Some of the pieces there are kind of orangey red at the moment, but there's always orangey red things going on in the world, and there's not many of them there, so it's all good.
Quilts are a traditional storytelling medium, so I wanted to use the quilt to kind of tell the story as well of antibiotic resistance. Each square on the quilt is stained with real bacteria. They were grown on silk and then the silk was sterilised, but the patterns were created by things like the bacteria swarming through the silk, or these antibiotic discs which are impregnated, little paper discs impregnated with antibiotics they use in the lab.
So this piece is called Epidemic Event Horizon, and it's by a researcher called Dirk Brockman, who's based at the Robert Koch Institute in Berlin, and he's an epidemiologist who studies how disease spreads. This piece really looks at how we should be taking into account the fact that airports really depend on how busy they are, and that's how the virus will spread, and we can predict how a virus will spread if we look at it that way.
So Chinese Dust Bowl is a series of photographs that show desertification in China due to poor agricultural practices, over-farming. So it's a phenomenon that hasn't been seen since the 1930s in America, when they had the Dust Bowl era that kind of swept across the central United States. So these images are depicting what is actually the most rapid conversion of arable land in the world. And they're beautiful, and they're also quite shocking.